going to be controversial and people are going to say it's because I don't like Mercedes and I don't like Lewis Hamilton. This is so tough for me because I love both drivers as well. And people will say, how is it hard? Because you couldn't, you have to pick Max.
All right, I want you to imagine the F1 grid is only going to have 10 spots on it. So each team needs to shed one driver, have one driver race and one driver reserve.
Okay.
Who are you racing or reserving from Alex Albon and Logan Sargent?
Okay, I'm racing Alex Albon. I'm reserving Logan Sargent.
Yuki Tsunoda and Nick De Vries.
Okay, I'm gonna race Tsunoda. I mean, jury's so out on De Vries. I'm tempted to retire De Vries altogether, but maybe that's a bit harsh. We'll just go with the reserve for now on De Vries.
Haas, Magnussen or Hulkenberg?
Oh, I love Haas. We race Hulkenberg. I think he's had an emphatic return to F1. I'm very happy to see him back. Magnussen, reserve.
Aston Martin, Lance Stroll, Fernando Alonso.
Alonso. He is racing for me all day. And Lance Stroll, he's in the reserves.
Alfa Romeo, Valtteri Bottas or Zhou Guanyu?
I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer. I mean, if we're going to have a race, it's got to be Valtteri. Bottas for the race. Zhou Guanyu for the reserve.
All right, this is where it's going to get tight. Alpine, Pierre Gasly or Esteban Ocon?
It's really personal choice at this point, isn't it? Because I like both drivers. I tell you what, it might be a bit controversial because I think potentially Gasly is a more astute driver, but I'm going to pick Ocon to race and Gasly to reserve.
Interesting. McLaren, Piastri or Norris?
Norris. Lando to race for me, Piastri, reserve.
Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton or George Russell?
It's going to be controversial and people are going to say it's because I don't like Mercedes and I don't like Lewis Hamilton. I do like Lewis Hamilton, first and foremost, I do. However, I'm basing it off the last 2 seasons, what I've seen this season so far and last. So 1.5 seasons actually. But for me, George Russell, he's such a great driver and I'd love to see him in a Red Bull one day. So for me, I am going to race Russell. I'm going to reserve Hamilton because I think that George Russell is the future of Mercedes.
Ferrari, Charles Leclerc or Carlos Sainz?
This is so tough for me because I love both drivers as well, but I have such a soft spot for Carlos Sainz that I just feel that he just gets so hard done by. Like, everyone prefers Leclerc, but Sainz is reliable and he's had some bad luck as well in terms of penalties and not getting in the points when he should have done. So I'm gonna again be controversial. I'm gonna go race Sainz and reserve Leclerc.
And last but not least, last year's winners, Red Bull, Verstappen or Perez?
This is so hard. And people will say, how is it hard? Because you couldn't, you have to pick Max. Of course you have to pick Max. But Checo, he's such a brilliant driver and he's such a great teammate as well. And I'm hoping that these two are going to go head to head actually this season. I would love to see it and see what happens. Not just on the grid, but on the grid wall as well and who they, tend to lean towards. But I will go with my head and say Max to race because there's nobody better than my Shark Boy. And sadly, reserve Sergio Perez.
And that was Race and Reserve.
Race and reserve.